Have you ever wondered how giants fall? The too big to fail goes extinct over time. This is not because they ran out of resources, but because they ran out of vision. Welcome to the silent killer of great companies, institutional blindness, or as we often call it, corporate myopia. It's not the lack of eyesight, but the lack of foresight. Let me take you back to 1975. Steven Sasson, an engineer at Kodak, invented the first digital camera. That's right, Kodak didn't miss the digital wave, they created it, but they shelved it. Why? Because they were too invested in their paradigm, film photography. The irony, they chose comfort over change, familiarity over foresight, and history over future. The world changed. Kodak didn't. That's institutional blindness. Now let's talk about Nokia, the company that made the first smartphone. But when the gorilla of the smartphone era arrived, they were caught off guard, because they believed what got them here would take them further. But the market had moved on. And that's the lesson for us as leaders. You can't solve tomorrow's problems with yesterday's mindset. So how do we avoid this blindness? 1. Spot the soft trends before they become hard realities. Futurist Daniel Burrus talks about the difference between hard trends, those that will happen, and soft trends, those that might happen. Disruption doesn't knock on the door anymore. It sneaks in quietly. Leaders must train their teams to watch for early signals, emerging technologies, and shifting customer behaviors. Remember Apple? At first, they didn't allow third-party developers into their iOS ecosystem. But 6 months later, they opened the App Store, and the rest is history. They course-corrected quickly. That's agility in action, because the future doesn't belong to the biggest, it belongs to the most awake. 2. Question the paradigm, not just the process. Processes are easy to change, but paradigms, our deeply held beliefs, are stubborn. Microsoft's Encarta failed because they stayed closed, while Wikipedia went open and collaborative. It wasn't a content issue, it was a mindset issue. Ask yourself, what if our biggest strength becomes our blind spot? Here is the truth bomb. It's not disruption that kills companies, it's denial. 3. Shred old skins. Reinvent often. Stay curious. Think of organizations like snakes. To grow, they must shed their old skin. That shedding is painful, but necessary. The moment we stop evolving, we start decaying. Be like Fuji, who pivoted from film to pharmaceuticals and cosmetics. Talk about reinvention. Remember this, the greatest risk today is playing it safe inside yesterday's success. In my own leadership consulting sessions, I always say, what's dangerous is not what you don't know, it's what you believe that is no longer true. So ask bold questions. Question assumptions. What you see depends on how you think. Shifting your paradigm shifts your possibilities. Because leaders who stay open, curious, and adaptable will never go blind. They'll always see the future before it arrives. Remember this, the strongest leaders aren't those who protect the past. They're the ones who shape what's next.